From Saigon, Long Bin, Bearcat, Da Nang, Cu Chi, Pleiku, Lai Kei, Chu Lai, Phu Cat, Van Rang, and Cam Bay in Vietnam. From Guam, Wake Island, and Clark Field in the Philippines. From the USS Ranger and the USS Coral Sea on Yankee Station in the Gulf of Tonkin. And from Korat, Udorn, Tak Lee, Ubon, Nakhon Phanom, and Bangkok, Thailand. The Bob Hope Christmas Special, starring Raquel Welch, Barbara McNair, Elaine Dunn, Madeleine Hartog Bell, Miss World, Bill Crosby, Earl Wilson, Les Brown and his band of renown.
We knew it was going to be an unusual trip right from the start. Les Brown was on time. At 10:05, it was wheels up and out across the Pacific, 8,000 miles to Thailand. Our first stop was with the men of the 8th Tactical Fighter Wing at Ubon. As you can see, these are dedicated men. You can also see what they're dedicated to. We didn't have to worry about the sense of humor here. Look at this sign from one lonely GI who's headed for home in 76 days. All you pooch eyes. I don't know what that means, but it played very big at the bathhouse. Very thrilled to be back here at Ubon, Royal Air Thai Air Base. The gateway to Ubon Ratchathani. Is that a word or a booby trap? No, we're at Wolfpack, the world's largest distributor of MiG parts. The base has a wonderful location right between Laos and Cambodia, two of our stronger allies. Those fellas in the back there with the go-to-hell hats are from the Australian Air Force. They're the guys who go around putting kangaroo stencils on everything. I woke up this morning with a pouch on my pouch. And I must say the Thais are probably the most polite people in the world. When they greet you, they bow and put their hands like this. I'm glad somebody finally explained that to me. I thought they were praying for my act. We've been invited to do another command performance at the Palace again, and I think it's wonderful. This is the 4th time the King has invited us. He keeps hoping we'll bring back the towels. And Bangkok is Les Brown's favorite city. No wonder. Where else can you be knighted for playing the saxophone? And the average Thai eats 365 pounds of rice a year. Same as the White House. By the way, the president told me to give you your best. They just had the wedding then. He told me to give you this for him. That's all you need over here. More rice, huh? At the close of our 2.5-hour show, 100 mission pilot Lieutenant Fred McCoy of Sheboygan, Wisconsin, presented us with a gift for a great entertainer who couldn't be with us this year and whom we all miss very much, Jerry Colonna. No time for loitering. It's 2 a day today. Let's zoom up to Udorn, where even the Republicans turned out to greet us. What an audience. And what a welcome they gave to the most beautiful girl in the world, the new Miss World, Madeleine Hartog Bell of Peru. Christmas bell and ring-a-ding-ding. You see, Madeleine, that's a hip expression, meaning,
You don't have to explain, Bob. I am not exactly a square.
Yeah, you hardly fit into that category. But really, Madeleine, I haven't heard a reception like that since I stepped off the plane. Of course, they thought I was a replacement. You know, it's just a wild hunch, but I get the feeling that these fellas are wild about you.
Bob, you mean all that applause is for me?
Well, if it's for me, this whole base is under arrest. You come from a large family, don't you, Madeleine?
Yes, I have 6 sisters and 1 brother. What about you, Bob?
Well, I have 5 brothers, 1 sister, and 1.
And what?
I don't know. We're waiting for word from the draft board. Madeleine, these men are all technicians out here, and I'm sure they'd be interested in your vital statistics. Let me handle it for you, men.
Well, I am 5'6" and weigh about 8 stone.
You weigh 8 stones.
Yes.
Is that right? What a wonderful way to get stoned. Now, tell us more, my doll.
Well, my measurements are 35, 23, 35.
Steady, steady. Just your name, rank, and serial number. Not your secret weapon.
You know, Bob, I never realized it before.
What, honey?
But we're almost the same height.
We are the same height?
Yes. Why don't we stand close together and see who's taller?
Mm-hmm.
Who's taller?
Hmm?
Who's taller?
Who cares? And now let's jump from Udorn to Da Nang, the hot spot on the northeast coast of Vietnam. If you think you're confused, you should have seen what security did to us. We changed directions more often than a burp in a wind tunnel. The 3rd Marines have seen a lot of combat, and they needed all their experience to find a place to sit on this hill. Here in Da Nang, it was strictly CRO, climbing room only. Look at these cats. They're lying with their bodies under the stage and their faces staring up at me. Here I am at Da Nang, better known as Dodge City. Yes, sir. Da Nang is one of my favorite stops, and I mean stops. Go any further and you're in Kong country. And the guys love it here because Da Nang has such a wonderful location. It's so handy to downtown Hanoi. And I want to tell you, folks, these Marines are really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen... Yeah, you're tougher than I thought. They're really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen John Wayne, and he said, "John Wayne, who's she?" And their motto is Semper Fidelis. That means, oh, don't worry about it, Doc. Just nail it back on. There's some guys that never made it up there. Come on down. I don't think they're on our side, are they? Nice lot you bought. No, the Marines here would go over the hill if it wasn't for one thing. The Marines on the other side of the hill went over the hill to get over here. If you can work that out, you're ready for Section 8. But these Marines have a great history. They've landed on more beaches than Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. No, I go way back. I go way back with the Marines. Wake Island, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima. I saw all those pictures. Now, man, I bring you great news from the land of liberty. It's still there. You may have to cross a picket line to see it, but it's there. But don't worry about those riots you hear about in the States. You'll be sent to survival school before they send you back there. And you get the college scores over here. You've heard the results of the big game, UCLA 21, Dow Chemical 12. Well, Dow Chemical just got even with the students. They came out with an asbestos draft card. Can you imagine those peaceniks back home burning their draft cards? Why don't they come over here and Charlie will burn them for them? And everything's going up at home, prices, taxes, and miniskirts. Miniskirts are bigger than ever. Even some of the fellas are wearing them. Don't laugh. If you'd have thought of it, you wouldn't be here. I thought I did great till Elaine Dunn came out. She was a hit without a note of music. Her zipper broke. Why didn't I think of that? And now it's back to Pasadena, California for the Rose Bowl parade. Would you believe Takli, Thailand? Would you believe this sign? This is no time for sulking, not with this house full of kerosene burners. Captain Neely Johnson has just returned from his 100th mission over Vietnam. And he's introducing it.
Hold it, hold it. Gentlemen, I just finished my 100 today, and I can think of no better way to celebrate than to introduce Mr. Bob Hope.
Listen, I can't think of anybody I'd rather have introduced me than the guy just finished his 100 mission. What do you think about that? Johnson. Captain. Wonderful. Captain Johnson, right there. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are in Takli, the megalopolis of the boondocks. I don't even know what that means. Now, Takli, I never thought we'd be playing in this fungus patch again, but here we are. No, I found out a way to beat the heat. Salt tablets. Isn't that it? I've taken so many tablets that when I sweat, I throw it over my left shoulder. There are two kinds of pilots here, the U.S. Air Force and Thailanders. You can watch a plane land and tell who's flying it. The Thailanders use the runway. Our pilots like to ad-lib after a couple of shots of Mekong. They come in without the plane. Now, Thailand is our strongest ally in the Southeast Asia. It must be. Our embassy here still has windows. And this country's never been conquered. No wonder. Nobody can get through that traffic. The native name for Thailand is Muang Thai, which means land of the free. The guy who thought that up never tried to buy anything in Bangkok, I want to tell you that. This is a rough spot in the program for me. I can't figure out if the audience is applauding me or welcoming Raquel Welch on stage.
Travel to the beat of a different drum. Oh, can't you tell by the way that I run? Every time you make eyes at me, oh, you cry and you moan and say it'll all work out. But honey child, I've got my doubts. You can't see the forest for the trees. Don't get me wrong. Not that I'm not, and it's just that I'm not in the market for a boy who wants to love me. Yes, and I ain't saying you ain't pretty. All I'm saying is that I ain't ready if you're gonna live without me, if you can't live without me, if you think you'll live without me. Oh, yeah!
This is our first visit to Camp Bearcat in Vietnam, although the Kong has dropped in several times. You can see they had the welcome mat on. We paid our respects to the Army Canine Corps. These are tracker dogs, and they're harmless. Well, they said they were harmless. I feel like somebody's breakfast. Here we meet a few of the Thai troops now in Vietnam. They're members of the Queen's Cobra Regiment, fresh from a victory against the Kong. The young major is the son of the Prime Minister of Thailand, Phnom Kittikachorn. So much for the social notes from the Far East. Let's attack the men of the 9th Infantry Division. Hey, you Bearcats. Oh, you bears. Thank you, Joe Martin. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, men. Merry Christmas. We're here with the 9th Infantry Division at Camp Martin Cox. We're 20 miles east of Saigon, or at least we were when the show started. Over here, you can never be sure. This place has never been attacked until today. The Kong would like to attack this place, but they can't. Everything's off limits here. And the 9th Infantry Division are known as the Old Reliables. Funny, I thought that was mouthwash and penicillin. To show off one of my favorite pupils, Elaine Dunn. She certainly catches on fast, doesn't she? I like the likes of you. I like the things you do. Looks like I like the likes of you.
I like your eyes of blue. I think they're blue, don't you?
Be blue if you want to blue, baby. I have to stay up all night and die.
Oh, dear, if I could only say what I mean. I mean, if I could mean what I say. That is, I mean to say that I mean to say that.
I like the likes of you.
Your looks are pure love. Looks like I like the likes of you.
And now it's up to Pleiku to hill country. If it's hill country, why don't they get those choppers up? They claimed we were skimming 6 feet off the ground to avoid snipers. First chopper I've ever seen with curb feelers. 4 years ago, this was Pleiku. All they had was a captain and 2 platoons of monkeys. This is what it looked like this year. These pictures aren't for you, they're for Ho Chi Minh in case he's got any questions. I better get on stage, they're playing my song. Here. Ooh, what a hot hill. Well, here we are at Pleiku, Vietnam, just about 25 miles from the biggest Viet Cong base. It's called Cambodia. This is Pleiku, home of the official greeters for weary travelers on the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Now, this installation is located at the base of Dragon Mountain, And I want to tell you, the mountain ain't the only thing around here that's dragging. And this is Montagnard. This is Montagnard country. I went up to their village and I really enjoyed it. That's what we need more of. Topless allies. And I love the modern facilities they have here. We asked for the washroom, they gave us 2 shovels. 2 shovels marked his and hers. Let's bring Raquel Welch back out. This isn't for the fellas, it's for me. All right, everybody back on the ground.
Say, Bob, am I standing in the right place?
Don't worry, honey. If you're not, they'll move the base. Raquel, on behalf of those assembled here, I'd like to welcome you to our little ready room.
Thank you, Bob. I'm most happy to be here and see all these boys.
They were boys before you came out. Now they're old men.
Bob, are these men really so starved for affection?
Oh. They have their sergeants.
Well, why don't we do what Israel does and draft the girls along with the men?
How'd you like our flight from the States, Raquel? Pretty wild, wasn't it?
It really was incredible. A few days ago, I was in a studio in Hollywood doing love scenes with Dean Martin and Jimmy Stewart. And now here I am in Vietnam with you.
How lucky can one girl get? When we snatched you off the lot, you were doing a picture called Bandolero. What's it about?
Well, Bob, I play a young widow who is kidnapped by outlaws.
You're kidnapped by outlaws?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the dum-dum that said that crime doesn't pay? Hey, Jimmy Stewart is great, isn't he?
Oh, yes. And don't forget Dean Martin.
How can I? He leaves a vapor trail. Give us the inside scoop. What do they do when they make a picture with Dean? Lean the camera so it looks like he's standing up?
Bob, that's all publicity. It's just the image he likes to project. You know, like you pretend to be a great lover.
All right, who squealed?
Les Brown, he told me the tiger in your tank was really a pussycat.
Are you going to listen to a man who was turned down for the service because he had 2 left lips? Raquel, you've worked with some of the biggest stars in Hollywood. Which one of us is your favorite leading man?
Well, you mean among the young actors like Frankie Avalon or one of the older character types like Paul Newman?
Well, somebody around the age of old Paul, give or take a couple of hash marks.
Do I have a choice of blonde, brunette, or redhead?
You have a choice of thin, faded, or falling.
That's my only choice?
Either that or you walk home. You can't carry her that far, you fool.
Well, Bob, in that category, my choice is you.
There you are, folks, another unsolicited testimony. Chulai is not one of my favorite places to go for a drive. The mine detectors are working the highway just a half a mile ahead of us. I hope they've got 20/20 hearing. A claymore is not the only way to fly. Here I am being introduced by Silver Star Winter Specialist 4 Mike Esmond of Philadelphia. 12 men of his platoon were pinned down by machine gun fire. He pulled them to safety one by one. You'll never catch him with a picket sign. Here we are at Chulai, the Malibu Beach for losers. Anyway, this space is occupied by our side, isn't it? Huh? That is, today. They trade real estate around here like it was the San Fernando Valley. We didn't play this base last year. It was the Kong's turn. And fair is fair. We didn't want to step on their toes or anything. We're entitled to rotation, too. Chulai has Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, Seabees, and Marines. Here you have a choice of 5 wars. Now, and a lot of promotions are given in the field here. I saw a water buffalo with sergeant stripes. And the holidays are so emotional here. I saw one big tough Marine kiss another Marine. Now, he said, I can't help it. He's my replacement. We got a bunch of messages for guys at this place from folks back home. I feel like a cut-rate postman. Is C.B. Leonard L. Reistetter here? Where is he? There he is. Hiya, my boy. Hey, I just want to tell you that your mother wrote a letter asking us to do our show at Chulai this year. So all you fellows out there, I just want you to know we're here today because Leonard's mother and General Westmoreland agreed. Where are you from?
Orange, Connecticut.
Orange? You know, there's a great golf course there. What's the name of that course?
Racebrook.
Racebrook. That's one of the oldest golf courses in the world. I left a little of my vaudeville money there. Did you caddy there? Great. Good luck. Nice to see you.
Thank you.
That's Leonard. Thank you very much. Is Sergeant David W. Bear in the audience? B.H.R. Here he comes. What do you know so much about? You send him up or something? Hey, your fiancé wants us to bring you a big hug and a kiss by the prettiest girl in our troop. Hey, is Marlene there? Marlene? Now, let me tell you something. Marlene is our hairdresser on the show. We just want to show you the kind of things that are lurking around backstage. There, give me a little kiss right there, darling. Write your fiancée and tell her you still remember what you're fighting for. Thank you very much. Is Master Sergeant Charles H. Day here? Huh? Hey, Top, I bring you Christmas greetings from your wife, and she wants me to kiss you for her.
What was I doing?
Sounds like a stomach test to me. Well, a promise is a promise. Well, he's been taking his salt tablets, I want to tell you that. That's all, Sergeant. Don't stand around for encores. Thank you very much. Very good. Is Navy Chief Stephen Cotellis here? Look at this guy. Hey, you're kidding. How are you, my boy? Isn't that great? My boy. I want to tell you.
My name is Stephen Cotellis.
Stephen Cotellis.
Yes.
Tell me something. I heard about you in Da Nang. You know that? How long you been in the service?
Well, Bob, I don't want to snow you in, but they lost the records.
I tell you what I want to ask you. I know all about your record, and I know that you're how old are you?
Me?
No, seriously.
Well, as I say, I'm hitting 69 now.
you're about the oldest guy in the Navy, aren't you? Huh?
Well, I don't
Who's
know.
older than you in the Navy? Some of our battleships?
That's right. I think it's, the old Quincy. The old Quincy.
Yes, that's Brigham Young. Yes, I think so. No, but I want to congratulate you, and I tell you something. You're sort of, to me, you're sort of what America stands for, because I've heard a lot about you, and that's why I wanted you to come up here today. Give me a rough idea why you joined the service again.
Well, when I was a youngster, I heard about communism, but it was in a different way.
Yeah?
It was Bolshevism and many other names. Now, today it's communism, and by God, it's still bad to me, and I'd like to see it stop very quickly. I'd like to see all you boys do your part, and I'm willing to do mine, and let's get them.
Well, I want
By the way, Bob, now that I snowed you with all this, how old are you?
Why don't you take your seat and shut your mouth? Boy, thank you, Chief. That's marvelous, and we're very proud of you.